we are just a few days away from witnessing the first clash of Denver Nuggets and Miami Heat in the NBA Finals. Now, before we get some hot takes, let's first break down the matchup of the Nuggets and the Heat with basketball analyst Jello Vito. Jello, welcome back to the game. And of course, finally, meron na tayong matchup for the NBA Finals. Miami Heat, only a couple of days of rest for them, but they're facing the Denver Nuggets. Siguro, big picture overview muna tayo. What can you say about this matchup?
First of all, like me and Pao was talking off-air, Miami, yung may pinakamahirap na route to this finals. They had to face probably the best of the best sa East, with the Bucks, with the Knicks and the Celtics.
Yes.
And then, pero itong si Denver, feel ko sila yung pinakamadali because they only lost 3 games in the playoffs and sweeping itong Los Angeles Lakers. Sorry, LA fans. And I think this matchup would be, I don't want to say it's a underdog versus a top dog game kasi again, you know how Miami is, whether they're the 8th seed or the top seed, they can still play, they can still dominate. And another advantage siguro if you're Denver is you're well rested right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things pan out in the finals.
You know, I was going to say that it's not that Denver had a hard road or had an easy road, but rather they made it look easy. Again, na-sweep na rin yung Lakers. Sorry, direct. Na-sweep na rin yung Lakers. But the way that Denver went through the playoffs, have they met a team like the Miami Heat that could potentially cause them problems? Because it feels that the Miami Heat feel like they're cut from a different cloth. In fact, nakita natin yan sa celebrations ng Eastern Conference Finals. Walang celebration halos. Compared to what happened to Denver.
But if you're looking at kung sino sana yung magiging comparison ng Miami during the Western Conference playoffs, I really think that it was supposed to be the Golden State Warriors in my end. But again, syempre, Lakers took care of business. Yun sana ang magiging magandang matchup. If you're gonna be Denver Nuggets, Golden State would have been the perfect matchup for them. Siguro macha-challenge pa sila lalo if it was the Golden State Warriors. But then again, Lakers took care of business and they didn't pan out. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean.
Right. And coming into this matchup, everyone's asking, right, who's gonna stop the Joker? Well, Bam Adebayo, based on their numbers here in the playoffs, will he be able to stop or at least contain itong si Jokic?
Look, to the point that pati yung mga cameraman natin, they've been asking, who can stop the Joker?
Yeah. I think better matchup talaga in this series is probably Bam Adebayo. I think if you're gonna look at other teams, wala talaga akong makita na magma-matchup kay Nikola Jokic. Bam Adebayo has been anchoring the defense of Miami all throughout the playoffs, even in the regular season. And you want him to stay aggressive and hindi mo talaga masa-stop si Nikola Jokic. You can't. You just can't.
Yeah.
But just to contain and to limit his numbers, that would be perfect if you're Miami.
Yeah, you know, you take a look at all of the assist numbers, 11.8 assists, and it's not as if limiting Jokic into just being a scorer instead of a passer. It's such a double-edged sword because there's another guy that you have to worry about, Jamal Murray. And Jamal Murray against Jimmy Butler is probably the matchup that people are going to be looking at. You take a look at this and perhaps Miami might have a slight edge in this particular matchup. Where do you fall on this?
It's really tough to say. Kasi, again, Jimmy, both are leaders, both are hard-fought guys. But if I'm gonna look at the matchups per se, I think mas mahihirapan ng konti dito si Jamal Murray in terms of, syempre, he's the point guard, he's the top point guard of Denver. You know, may scoring siya, meron siyang passing, but if you're gonna look at Jimmy Butler is the entirety of Miami. Kumbaga, if you think about Miami, it's Jimmy Butler. And the intensity siguro na, and the drive and yung swag na madadala ni Jimmy Butler in this finals, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Right. If you saw the numbers, obviously, lamang si Jokic and Murray in terms of scoring against Adebayo and Butler. But maybe because this is itong role players ng Miami, sila yung mas nakakatulong compared to the bench of Denver. What would you say about their sixth men? Sino yung nakakalamang dito between Denver and Miami?
Again, correct kita dun. Sabi ni Jimmy Butler, there are not role players, they're his
teammates.
Diba? And teammates niya. But itong yung structure kasi nito ng ng Miami, the way I see it, is it's structured as parang it's not a your turn, my turn.
Yeah.
Baga, kung sinong mainit, bigay natin. Perfect example, Caleb Martin in that Game 7 against the Celtics. 26 points, 10 rebounds. Again, who would expect someone like him to step up? And then you have guys like Max Struss, Kyle Lowry, medyo nagpakita siya nung Game 7, and the returning Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be an interesting thing to see if you're Miami.
You know, it's funny again. We're still seeing photos from the Miami Heat and their celebration. No one is smiling because they know the job's not done, and you have to feel that is because of how Eric Spoelstra has really embedded this Heat culture in the team. Now, coaching matchup, Mike Malone. Honestly, one of the best basketball minds right now because of what he's done with Denver. It's not just because he has Jokic, he has everyone firing. But Eric Spoelstra, the two of them against each other, who has the edge?
That's a tough one, but I think I'd go with Mike Malone with this one.
Really? Okay.
But not discrediting Coach Spoelstra. He's been with the Heat. He's been with a lot of superstars. He's been with a lot of not so superstars with Miami. And ito yung perfect example na his brilliance as a coach. He knows how to adjust. He knows how to... Kasi isipin mo, 3 straight ka ng Celtics, and siguro others would like just back down and just give up. But the way he implemented his system, the way he controlled everyone in that locker room, it's really, really, really tremendous if you're Coach Spoelstra.
Right, so we're taking the first-timer over the sixth-time finals
No,
appearance.
he is, by the way. We are not. He is.
Yes, correct. Thank you for correcting kasi maingat tayo.
Yeah,
dito
we have
now,
to keep distance from Jello kasi minsan yung mga take na masyado mainit eh. But then, given all of that, I think one of the more interesting things to watch out for is itong si Spoelstra with his zone, which has been a big factor throughout this season, and how Mike Malone is going to try to inevitably wreck it.
I think they implemented, for me, the way I saw it, Miami Heat implemented that zone defense because of the matchups against the Celtics. For sure, there will be some adjustments, some tweaks, lalo na the offense is revolving around Nikola Jokic, so the defense might be focused more on how to contain and to limit Nikola Jokic and the others.
You know, I love Jello Vito's analysis